A question came in from Facebook from Paul and Janet Barrow, who must be parents, and they say, considering the difficulty of getting a job these days and the amount of student debt that you would accumulate, is it really worth going to university at all?
I think so, but maybe not for everyone. I think the greatest gift parents can give their children is an education. I think in education, if you spend the money and the person has the ambition and they learn how to use their minds, they will find the path. It may not be there from day one, but you'll eventually find that path. I don't look back at all the debt I incurred in getting my education with one day of regret. And it took me over a decade to pay it back, but I never regretted it.
Are families frightened of the debt that's left at the end of a university degree now, with tuition fees as well as your maintenance costs?
So I'm sure they are, but the numbers, when you look at them in aggregate, are quite scary. But I think this is why we have to put it in the context that everybody's circumstances are entirely individual, and you've got to do whatever the right thing for you is. And it is, of course, partly a financial decision, but it's also a much broader decision about what you want out of your life. And I think if you boil it down to a simple, do I want to end up with this level of student debt or not, you're going to miss the wider benefits of potentially broadening your education.
I mean, what we've got to consider now is that going to university is one of the major financial decisions that we'll make in our life. So I would say make it almost a business decision. Sit down, write down, figure out why you're doing it, and then have the confidence to go ahead once you know you've made the right decision.
I think it is worth mentioning as well, it's much talked about, isn't it? It's a really tough world for young people to go out and find work today. That is absolutely undeniable. Nevertheless, I think still about 50% of graduates leaving university are still ending up in graduate-level jobs with all the career potential, if that's what people want, that comes with that.
I'm going to tell you all something I think will amuse you. So I went to this very prestigious school in America, a junior Ivy League school, and when I got out, it was in the 1970s. Oh, I hate that phrase. I couldn't get a job. I literally could not get a job. It was a huge recession. My first job was selling furs in Florida. From selling furs in Florida to today. You never know where things are going to lead. And people said, people bought furs in Florida? I was good at that job. I could sell furs to those ladies at Miami Beach like that.